Now we will see what is meant by for loop. Sorry, what is meant by nested for loop. So simple will come here. So yesterday we saw how we will declare the for loop. So if you want to declare the for loop, so what is the syntax for the for loop? Yes, first we have to initialization, then condition, and then we have to increment and decrement. And how it will work? First initialization will happen. After that it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will come into the for loop, or it will print the statement. After that it will come into the increment or the decrement, and then again it will be check the condition. Initialization will happen only once, right? Initialization will happen only once. If this condition is true, it will come inside the statement, it will print the statement, and after that it will increment or decrement the value until this condition is false. When our loop will be going on until our condition will be wrong, right? So this type we saw yesterday. So now what we will see today, what is meant by nested for loop. If we write for inside the another for, that is only called as the nested for. Now we will try to write the nested for. Simple, I came here into our class, and here I am writing first, that is the for loop. Now if I want to write a nested for loop, means I have to write this for into the another for. Okay, this is called as the nested for. I am writing one for into the another for, means within the another for. That is only called as the nested for. Okay, so how it will be work? Suppose if I writing here, if I want to write this for loop, how we need to write? First we need to initialize the value. Initialization I am writing here. After that condition we need to write I is less than 5. After that increment, right? Increment or decrement, so I am writing here increment. Same like that, here I am writing int j equals to 0. Then I am writing here j is less than 5, and similarly I am writing here j plus plus. Okay, now if I want to print this thing, system.out I am writing simply. Okay, I will print the value of I, then I am giving here plus sign, giving some space, and plus j. Okay, so now how it will work? First for loop will be initialized, then it will check the condition, right? If this condition is true, it will come into the inner for loop, because if this condition is true, that time only JVM will come into the for loop, right? Till now we saw that. Inside that we have another for loop. So for this also, first initialization will happen, then condition it will be checked. If this condition is true, then it will come into this system.out.println, right? And what we are printing here? First we are printing the value of I, then we are giving some space, and after that we are printing the value of j. Okay, now if I print this one, so what we will print? It is printing 0 0, then 0 1, 0 2, 0 3, 0 4, and then 0. So which value is this? I or j? I. And which value is this? That is the I or j? J, right? This is the value of I, and this is the value of j. See here, I is j, right? So here also I, then we have some space, and we have a value of j. So see, first time only value of I will be constant, that is 0 0 0 0, right? After that it will be increment by 1, then 1 1 1 4 times, right? After that here, if you notice the value of j, so it will be 0 1 2 3 4, like that it is going on, right? So how it will be work? Similarly we will come here, I will copy this thing, and we will come to the print. Here I will copy this thing. This is our for loop, right? So what will happen first? Outer for loop or inner for loop? Outer for loop. For outer for loop, we have some steps, right? For loop, for loop, I told you some step yesterday, right? First step is that step initialization, right? Initialization. After that, second step condition. And if condition is true, then condition is true, then it will print statement. Print statement, it will come inside that for loop, right? After that, fourth step is that inner for loop. No, now only for loop I'm asking. If you print the statement, and after that, no, I'm not asking about the this for loop. I'm asking about the simple for loop. Okay. So first initialization will happen. Then it will check the condition. If condition is true, it will print the statement, and after that again it will come into the increment or the decrement. Right. This step we have to follow if I want to run, if you want to run any for loop. Right. Now we will try to execute this one. So first thing is that is the initialization. We will do step by step. Okay. So first thing is that is the initialization. It is visible, no? No? Font size I have to increase. Okay. Now it is visible. Initialization first. We have to write the initial. We have to first step is that initialization. But for which loop? Inner for loop or the outer for loop? For the outer for loop. For the outer for loop, initialization will be happen. So this is our outer for loop and this is our inner for loop. So for outer for loop, first initialization will be happen. So what is the initialization for the outer for loop? See, I equals to 0. This is the initialization, right? I equals to 0. So here it will be happen like that. I equals to 0. So what is the value of I here? It is the 0. After that, which is the next step? Initialization is done. After that, condition. So check the condition. Condition for the inner loop or the outer loop? Again, condition for the outer loop. Okay. So check the condition. What is the condition for the outer loop? I is less than 5. What is the condition? What is the value of I here? 0 is less than 5. Condition is true or false? If condition is true, then it will come inside the for loop or not? If condition is true, then it will become inside the for loop, right? Now we are into the for loop. We are inside the for loop. Now inside the for loop, we have another for loop here. So what it will be do now? For this for loop, it will initialize the value again. Again, these steps we have to follow for this inner loop. So follow these steps. First initialization, but for which loop? Outer for loop or inner for loop? For the inner for loop. Okay, so where are we? Here, right? We are here only. That is the first initialization will be happen. What is the initialization for the inner loop? That is j equals to 0. After that again condition for which loop? Inner loop. What is the condition for the inner loop? See here, j less than 5. J less than 5 I will write here. Condition, check the condition. Is the 0. What is the value of j here? 0 is less than 5. Condition is true or false? Condition true or false? Now can it will become inside this for loop? Yes, right? If this condition is true, now it will become out inside this for loop. And what we are doing? Initialization is done, condition is done. If this condition is true, it will come inside the for loop and it will be print the statement. So initialization done, condition is done. Now it will become inside this for loop and it will print this statement. So what it will be print? What it will be print? See here. First it is printing the value of I. So what is the value of I? See here, 0. It will print the value of 0. Then it will give some space. See here we are giving some space. After that we have here the value of j. What is the value of j here? Again 0. 0 and 0 we are getting in first iteration. Okay. Anyone have any doubt here? Anyone have any doubt? So what happened? So first initialization happened for the outer for loop. So what is the initialization for the outer for loop? That is the I equals to 0. This is the initialization, right? Initialization, condition, and the increment decrement. For this one, initialization, condition, and the increment decrement. First initialization happens for the outer for loop. Then condition which we are checking for the outer for loop only. After that, if this condition is true, it will become inside this for loop. This is like only for loop will work, right? Yesterday we saw that. Inside the for loop, we have another for loop. So JVM will come here. JVM again follow these steps for this for loop. That is the for the inner for loop. So it will be follow the another step, that is the initialization for this for loop. That is the inner for loop. Initialization will happen inner for loop. So what is the initialization for inner for loop? J equals to 0. So it will assign 0 to this j. After that, it will be check the condition for the inner for loop. That is j is less than 5. 0 is less than 5. What we are getting, that is true. If we get the condition true, it will become inside and it will print this statement system.out.println. It will print the value of a. It will give some space and it will print the value of j. Right? That is the value of I is 0. The value of j is 0. Now all the things is done. That is the initialization, condition, and print statement. Now which thing is remaining? That is the increment or the decrement. Increment and decrement will happen for this outer for loop or the inner for loop. For the inner for loop, because we are here only now. Here we are inside the inner for loop. So when will come outside from this inner for loop? When this condition is false. Okay. When this condition is false, that time only we will come outside of this for loop. Otherwise, we will not come outside this for loop. Okay. Now, when until this condition is false, this loop will be going on. Okay. Until this condition will false, this loop will be going on. Now, initialization condition print statement is done. Now increment or decrement the value. We are writing here increment. Increment for outer loop, right? Increment for outer loop will be happen here again. Sorry. Inner loop. Smart people, huh? Inner loop. Okay, increment for the inner loop. So what is the inner loop here? That is this one. So which is the increment here? That is the j plus plus. Okay, so now what is the j plus plus means? J equals to j plus 1. So what is the value of j here? J equals to 0. Sorry, 0 plus 1. So what is the new value of j we are getting here? That is the 1. This is the now new value of j we are getting here. Okay. Now this thing is done. Initialization condition print statement increment decrement done. Now what will happen? Initialization will happen again. No, right? Initialization happens only once, right? So initialization will not happen. So what it will be do now? It will check the condition again. So what is the condition here? That is the j is less than 5. So what is the new value of j we got here? 1. 1 is less than 5. Condition is true or false? True. So again it will become here. Condition is true. It will be again. It will become here. And it will print system dot out dot println value of I. So what is the value of I here? 0. Value of I didn't change now, right? So 0. Then it will give this space. And what is the value of j here? 1. So 1 it will be print on the console. Okay. There is the condition is done. Print statement is done. Now again it will go into the increment or decrement. Now check the value j plus plus. J equals to j plus 1. And what is the new value? That is the 1 plus 1. And what is the new value we are getting here? That is the 2. Right? What is the new value of j here? That is the 2 we are getting here. Now again check the condition here. 2 less than 5. Condition is true or false? Condition is true here. Here again it will become here and 0 space 2 it will be print here. Like that it will be go until it will come like this one, like the 5 less than 5. When 5 less than 5 will come here, then it will be print here. That is the false. It will come outside this condition. Right? It will come outside for this inner for loop, and then it will become inside this outer for loop, and it will increment the value because initialization happen here. After that, the condition also done, and after that increment or decrement is not done. It will be increment the value again, and after that we will get the value of I, that is the 1 here. See, or it will be go like 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 2 0 3 0 4. It will be go. When this condition will be happen, that is the 5 less than 5, the condition will be false and it will become outside of the inner for loop. Then it will go into the again outer for loop, and it will increment the value of I again from 0 to 1. Again it will become inside this inner for loop, and it will again initialization condition print statement will happen again. Okay, until this condition will be false. That is the outer condition will be false. That time, till that time, our this both the loops will be okay. So this lab our nested for loop will be one. Anyone have any issues? Anyone have any issues? Here no space is there. That's why I told you in very short. Okay. So try this program. Try to solve this program. You knows right how to work this means how this will be work. You knows right. So solve this program in your book. Try to solve all the loop program on the book. Okay. Okay. On books you can able to not notebook. This notebook. Okay. Not notepad. On the book you have to try. Okay. After that you can try. If you try that things means you will get how it is working, how our loop will be going on. Okay. So anyone have any problem till here? Anyone have any problem? Okay. So now we will move to the another part. So till now we saw that is the any statements like we saw selection, conditional, and decision making statement. Inside that we saw if else, if, then nested if, and the switch. So when we will use the if else if you want to check the multiple condition, that time simply we are using the if else if, right? Switch is also there. Then we saw the iteration or the looping statement. For loop we saw, while loop we saw, do while loop we saw, and after that nested for loop we also saw. Okay, you can create the nested while also, no worries. Okay, after that the jump statement. Inside the jump statement we saw the break also, right? Break we saw into the switch. Okay, what is the use of break? If JVM will see break, it will become outside of the control statement. It will not terminate the program. It will come outside of the control statement. Return also we saw. If in the method, if you write any return type, so we have to return some value, right? we want to return something, that time we are using some, that is the return. Now continue. What is meant by continue? It will skip the iteration. See, suppose this loop is going on here. See, I equals to 0, I less than 5, and here I plus plus and 20. Suppose I am writing here system dot out, and if I print here I, so what it will be print here? 0 to 4, right? 0 to 4. Now I want to ignore this 3 from here. So what I will write here? Simple, I will write here first if. Okay, first I will write here if condition, and I am writing here if I is equals to 3, then I am writing here, that is the simple continue. Okay, if I is equals to 3, then simple I am writing here continue. Now we will try to print it here first. Sorry, where this thing I write it. Okay,
Please not.
yes, if I run this one here, what it is doing now, if 3 will become here, it will skip that iteration. Which iteration it is keeping now? Is the 3, right? When it will be c3, that is the value of I, first it will be 0, then 1, then 2, and then 3. When 3 will come here into the I, it will come inside this if block. After that we are writing here continue. It will be skip this iteration. This is third iteration, it will skip, and we are not getting here, that is 0, 1, 2, and 3 we are not getting here, directly 4 we are getting here. Okay, so that is the use of our continue. That is, it will skip the iteration. Okay, so that is the break, continue, and return. And go to is deprecated from the Java, so we are not using that. Anyone have any doubt till here? Anyone have any doubt in any statement? This is the all about the control statement, and this is very useful. Anyone have any doubt? Can we move to the another part? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Bro. Go to is deprecated. Go to is deprecated from the Java, means we are not using that this statement in the Java. Okay, now another thing here, that is this scanner class. What is meant by scanner class? Anyone know? Anyone have any idea about this scanner class? Anyone have any idea about this scanner class? Yes, do you have any idea? Okay, see, now suppose I'm writing here one program. Tarun is excellent guy, bro, smart guy. Okay, suppose I'm writing here int a. Okay, int a I'm writing, and here I'm writing int a equals to 10. Okay, suppose I'm declaring the another value, comma b equals to 20 I'm writing here. Okay, so two variable we have, a and b. Suppose I want to add this both the statement, so how we will add that? System dot out println will write a plus b I'm writing. Okay, and if I run this one, means what will be the value we will get? 30 will get or not? No, bro. 30 will get. Now see, if I write it here like that. Addition, if I writing here now. Addition. Addition. 30. Yes or no? Yes, bro. 10, 30. Yes, bro. Confused. 10, 20 or only 30? 10, 20 or 30? 10 plus? 10 plus 20. Okay. Can I log 10 plus 20? Okay. If I run this one, see, we are getting here addition 10 and 20, because it is this plus we are using for the concatenate, right? And here we are writing the string, so it will be considered this as another value and this as another value. If you want to add, that means simply you have to give here the braces. Okay. Now if I run this one, means 30 or 10, 20 only? 30. Now we are getting here, there is the addition 30. Now see, we have a value of a here, value of b here. Now we are giving the value of a and we are value of b from here only. Now I want that value we are assigned from the user. I want the value of a or value of b from the user. Okay, that time what we will do? Simple, we are using one class, that is the scanner class. If you want the input from the user, okay, user means us only. If you want the users from the system or from the user, that time simple we are using the scanner class. And inside the scanner class we have multiple methods. There is a next boolean, next byte, next double, next float, next int, then next line, next line, next one. Okay, so these are methods why we are using. If you want to take the boolean value from the user, simply we have to use the next boolean value. Next boolean method you have to use. If you want to, if you want the input, that is the integer value, you have to use the next int method. If you want the what type of input from the user, so that time simple you have to use the next float. And where there's this all the methods are present, this all the methods are present inside this scanner class. And scanner class where it is present, it is present inside the java.util package. And this is the predefined class. I have not created this class. Java people already created this class for us. Okay, simple we need to use this class. Simple we have to create the object, and with the help of object we can use any of this method. Okay, now simple see. Here we have a multiple methods, right? Next boolean, next byte, next double, next float. Okay, these are used to take the input from the user. This method are used to take the input from the user. Now I want to use this method. So how we will use that methods into our class? Suppose here inside our class we have a method like public void m1. Okay. Now if I want to call this method, how we will call that? Create an object. Which class object we will create? Test class object, right? I will come here. I will create an object like new test. Control space, enter, control 1 and enter. Okay. Object. And with the help of this object, I have to call this m1 method, right? This time we can call this m1 method. Why we created this test class object here? Because m1 method is present inside the test class. That's why we are created here the test class object. Now see, this all the methods, next boolean, next byte, next double, next float, this all the methods are present inside the scanner class, right? This all the methods are present inside the scanner class. So to use this method, which class object we need to create? Scanner class, right? So simple, I will come here, I will create the object of the scanner class. How we will create a object?
By using new scanner.
First class name, so which class object we have to create? That is scanner class. So I will write here first class name, that is which is class name or that is scanner. After that object name, so sc I am writing equals to new, then class name we have to write, parenthesis open, parenthesis close, and then semicolon. After that it is giving the error. Why it is giving the error? So here inside this one we have to provide one argument. Okay. What we need to provide the argument? System dot in. Okay, again it is giving the error. Why it is giving the error? Because we have to import the package. Okay, we have to import the package, that's why it is giving the error. So how to import the package? Directly you can come from here. From here also you can import the package, that is java.util.scanner. Okay, or from here also you can write these things like here import, sorry, import where it is present, that is java.util star you can write, or if you want one so only the scanner, you can write the scanner also. See, error is gone. Otherwise if you want to use the shortcut, simple, I will remove this thing from here. And now if I want to import this package, simple is control shift and o. If you press control shift and o and press enter, so this package will be import here. Okay, control shift plus o. Okay, that is the shortcut for importing the package. All the package which not imported, no, that will be imported. Okay. Here we have created the object of the scanner class, and here we have provided one argument also. So what we are doing here, we are taking the input from the system. Okay, we want to take input from the system. The system is a class only. Inside that we have one constant. Okay, system is also predefined class, and there we have some constant. Scanner is also predefined class. If I want to see that, simple select that, right click on that, open declaration or control and right click also you can press here. So see, this is the class, this is the predefined class. We have not created this class. This class is already created. Inside that, all this method, that is whatever method we saw here, all the methods are present inside here. Okay, so simple, if you want to use that method, simple, we have to come here, we have to create that object. With the help of object we can create that. Okay, now see, if we have here anything, if I want to write anything, we cannot able to write anything on the console. Okay. Now suppose if I write here, if I want any integer value and all, suppose I'm writing here sc dot next or sc dot next, I'm writing here simply. And now if I run this one, so what will be the output we are getting here? Any output will get it here on the console? No, right? If I run this one, nothing we are getting on the console. But if I want to write it here anything, so we can able to write it here. Because why? Because we are writing here sc dot next. So next method is used to take the input as a string. Okay, next method is used to take the string input from the user. We are taking the string input from the user. If I want to take the integer input, means which method we will use here? That is the next int, right? Next int we will use. Suppose I want the float input, means next float we will use. Suppose I want the long input, means next long we will use. If I want the short input, means next short we will use. According to the value, we have to use the method. Now suppose I want the boolean input. So for that what we will use? Next boolean we will use. Suppose I want the byte input, next byte we will use. Right. So now here simply we will do one thing. We will try to take the input as a integer. Okay. If I run this one, which input it will be take now? Integer, right? It will be take the integer input. Suppose I am writing here anything, we can write it here. Okay, so but if you are writing like that, okay, and if you are hit enter, so it will give you the error because input mismatch exception. Okay, you are inputting, you are getting the integer value, and what you are typing here, that is the string value. So that time it will be give you the error. Okay, if you are taking the integer value, so don't write anything, that is don't take integer, don't take character and all, only write their integer value. Otherwise it will be give the error, that is input mismatch error. Now we try to input two things here. First we will take one value, that is the next int. So suppose if we are taking the value, suppose if I run this one, so if I want to take this value, suppose I am writing 12 here, I am enter this thing. So this value will be taking here, but we are not storing somewhere, right? We are not storing this value anywhere. So I will declare one variable here, int a equals to sc dot next int, means whatever we will write here, this will be stored into this a. Suppose if I type anything from here, that will be stored here. Suppose this, if I write here 12, the 12 will be stored into this a. Now if I run this one, see, suppose if I write here 10, and if I hit enter, means now what is the value of a here now? 10, right? Whatever I will type here, that will be that will be stored into this a, because we are writing here int a equals to sc dot next int. Now, suppose if I want to print the value of a, you will see that value of a will be print or not. This value is storing into this a or not. Okay, so simple. I am printing system.out integer and a. Now, if I run this one here, and if I write it here, so if I hit enter, this value will go into this a or not. Yes, and what will be the output? We will get it here a only. That is 12 only, right? So if I run this one, 12 we are getting on the console. If you are confused, simple I am writing here value of a. Okay, value of a I am writing here, and I am writing here plus sign. Now we will see that. If I run this one, if I giving here 20. If I hit enter, means value of a is 20, means whatever value we are giving here, that will be stored into this a. Okay, now we got the value of a. Similarly, same like that, we'll get the value of b as well, right? But it is bit confusing, right? Simple if I run this one, so something has to tell like enter any number or enter anything. That means after that only we can type it anything here, right? So for that, what we will do, to recognize that system.out, we will write it here, and here we will write enter first value. Okay, enter first value. Okay, now if I run this one, what will be print first? Statement will be print on the console, and after that, this will be wait for our input. Okay, this will be wait for our input. Now we have to come here, we have to type any value. Suppose I am writing 10 here. If I hit enter, means this 10 will be stored somewhere. Where this 10 will be stored? Into the a. Right? This 10 will be stored into this a. So what is the value of a here? 10. Right? If I print the value of a here, system.out, I will write simply, and if I print the value of a. So if I run this one now, if I again come here, enter the value of a, so I am writing at 10. If I hit enter, the 10 will be printed on the console. Suppose I am removing this print from here. So now if I run this one, now where, if I hit enter, where we can able to write it here now? 45. See, if I write here, the 45 is coming here. If I give here ln, means the 45 we will able to write in the next line. See, if I run this one, if I want to write, so it will be coming to the next line. Right? This is the simple way only. So if I want to get the input, so we have to use this method as int, next string, next boolean, anything. Right? Now here we got the value of a. Now we'll try to get the value of b as well. How to get sc dot next int. Okay, next is I'm writing and simple I'm storing somewhere, that is the int e. So whatever first value, it will be say like this value will become here into the e. Another time also it will be asked for the another value, that is the next value. So same like that we will print it here, same thing. This is system.out.println, and here we will copy this thing. Before that we'll print this statement, and here we will write enter second number, second value. Okay, so if I print this one, so it will wait for our input, that is for the first value. So I'm writing here, okay. So it will print the value. Okay, so it is asking for the another value, enter second value. So I'm giving here 20. So what is the value of a here? 10. And what is the value of b here? 10 and 20. We have two values here, that is 10 and 20. This is the value for a, this is the value for the b. Now if I want to add that values, that is both the values, so how we will add that? System dot out and a plus b, we will write it here. Suppose for clear addition, and here we will write IDEs. Now if I print this one, so what will be the value we will get? Exception we are getting, sorry. Okay, now if I run this one, so it will be asked for the first value. First value I am writing here 10. Now it is asking for the second value. So second value I am writing 20. Now if I run this one, so addition 30 we are getting on the console. Right? With whatever, if I want to get the value from the user, so simple we are using this method. Next int, next boolean. If I want a string value now, what we will write? If I want a string value, sc dot next line, or next also you can use. Okay, next line sometimes it will not work. Simple way is that is you can use the next method, right? So I will store somewhere, because this from this which value we are getting? String value, right? And suppose I want to store this value into the integer, so can it is possible? No, right? We are getting the value, that is the string value from here, and we are storing into the integer type of variable, so it is not possible, right? For that what we will do? We will declare the string type of variable only. String, and here we will write suppose name. Okay, here I am writing name only, and after that this name we will print it here, system.out, and simple I am writing here name is, okay, plus name. Okay, so if I run this one here, first value it is asked, so I am writing here 45 plus 45 I am writing. Now we are not getting anything, so what we will do? We will ignore these things. But if I write anything here, so we can able to write. So for that, simple what we will do? Same thing we will write here. Enter the second value like that. So here before that we will write something. Enter the name. Enter name we will write. Okay. Now if I run this one, see, enter first value 45 I will write. Again enter second value 45 I will write. After that enter name. So name, yes bro. Tarun, okay. So if I run this one, so name is Tarun is printing on the console. Okay, what is the value of name here? From here, whatever will be enter, that value will be stored into this name. If you want boolean value, next boolean method you can use. If you want float value, so next float value you can use. If you want a long value, then you can use the next long method. Okay, so these are the methods you have to use. And if you want to use that method, first thing you need to do is you have to create an object of this scanner class. Inside this parenthesis, you have to pass one argument, that is the system dot in. System is a class and in is a constant here. Okay, system is a class and in is a constant. System is a predefined class and scanner is also predefined class. Okay, anyone have any doubt here? Anyone have any doubt? Yes or no? No? Okay, so can we will move to the another part, or can we see tomorrow? That is the arrays. Tomorrow? Okay. So array we will see tomorrow. Otherwise, it will be overlap. Okay. So do that program, whatever I taught today, that is the nested for loop. You have to create a nested while loop also. Nested for loop you can create, nested while loop you can create. After that, with the help of scanner class, you have to do the program for the addition, subtraction, and any string value you can take. Okay. Enter the name, enter first name, enter last name, join that name. Like that, you have to create a program and you have to send on the group. Okay.